guys, so today we're going to be talking about the AS Val and the VSS. We're going to be getting into the best statistics you can get, some recommendations for ammo and magazine. As always, screenshots for all the builds shown here today will be featured down below, so if you want those, go ahead and grab them. So I thought I'd start by answering the age-old question, what's the difference between the AS Val and the VSS? On the left-hand side here we have the Val, and the Val is actually an assault rifle. It is made from inferior parts and was always designed for CQB. The first major difference between the two is obviously class and role. The VSS in a real-life application is made from higher quality parts, so was always made to be more accurate, therefore taking on the DMR role. So, in Escape from Tarkov, what this means for you is the AS Val is affected by the assault rifle skill. If you're not sure what that is, go into your character skills tab above here and have a quick look. The VSS is going to be affected by the DMR skill. The AS Val has a foldable stock. Statistically wise, they are exactly similar except for one major difference. MOA. Now, MOA is the accuracy stat. I'm not going to get into what MOA means, but essentially means that a higher the MOA, the more inaccurate it is at certain distances. So it means there's a different deviation based off where you're actually aiming. So a greater MOA means it's less accurate. AS Val here has an MOA of almost 0.7 or 0.69, whereas the VSS has an MOA of 0.3. So this means that the VSS is actually more accurate and is the reason that I would always recommend choosing this over the AS Val. Possibly my favorite and most strong gun in the game right now. The VSS is insane, but we're jumping into a few things here first. First one is the mount choice. Now the reason I've chosen the SVD low profile is because it sits much lower and doesn't block as much as your peripheral view. And what you want to be doing is making sure you're putting grips on there that really boost the ergo, which is the main thing you want to be focusing on when building these guns. Another opportunity we have here is 200 grams for a dust cover. So for some of you sweaty people out there that want to drop 200 grams, there is no benefit in having the dust cover on other than aesthetics. The next gun is the AS Val, but be careful when using this pistol buffer tube. As you can see here, this one is folded and its stats are actually quite bad, but it visually doesn't show that it's folded like the original one here. So you're going to notice that if it keeps the original stock, it actually halves in size, whereas the other one is not affected. With the PRS Gen 3 stock here on a rotor pistol buffer tube, so you basically take off both stock and the pistol grip, you gain an crazy amount of ergo here. So that's what really separates the AS Val from the VSS in the late game. I would always recommend running this build if you're running a factory and or a lab, because that extra boost in ergo at the cost of accuracy is not really going to bite you in the butt in the long run. Last but not least, this is my budget recommendation, and this is the VSS here. And you can actually trade 2 filters from Pratball for a VSS without a dust cover and also a rear sight. You can also buy these off the flea market for roughly about 55 to 50,000 rubles depending on fluctuation. This is an amazing value for money because all you really need on this gun is basically just an OKP sight. Not only does the OKP sight reduce some of that recoil, but it's a nice reticle as well. This gun here with SP5 will set you back around 80k to run, and sometimes about 100k if you want to fill up a lot of mags here. But this gun is one of the scariest to verse, and if you are a new player, one of the best guns that you can use to bring down geared guys and get on their level. Last but not least is mag choice. Now this is a really important choice because one of these on the left hand side, the 20 rounder, is 6,200 rubles, and the other one, the 30 round mag, is essentially about 30,000 to 35,000 rubles depending on fluctuation. But these last 10 rounds have become very, very important, and especially to people out there that don't think that investment is worth it, I would always recommend running at least 130 in your gun as your primary mag. Last but not least, what ammo do you use? Obviously 7N12 or BP is the scariest round in the game, but its price tag is also just as scary. Coming in at around 1,600 or 1,500 rubles per bullet is insane because there's no way to purchase this from traders. So I would only recommend using this ammo if you are only intent on killing people who are extremely geared. And whenever I'm running a Val, always run 1 stack of this within my secure container and put the first 3 to 4 initial bullets within the magazine being this ammo. Now SP5 is the cheapest and obviously the most widely available. SP5 is the first ammo you can get your hands on at a really low cost with no buy limit. But there's one major issue with SP5, and that is the fact that it doesn't have enough penetration to reliably one-tap a class 4 helmet. However, it has 35, which means it can go through most visors in one hit. So you're basically limited to headshots. A lot of the time SP5 is still going to drop people, but you need to hit consecutive shots and almost the entire mag to bring them down. Especially with a lot of people running class 6 and minimum class 4 helmets, this may essentially let you down. That's where I would recommend SP6 to anyone out there that's choosing the right balance between penetration and money. Coming in at roughly about 600 to 650 rubles on the market, SP6 is probably the best mid-range ammo because it can reliably one-tap these helmets. At the same time, consecutive shots will go through slick armor a little bit more easily. And lastly, the choice between SPP and SP6. Now, SPP is my favorite ammo in the game for a number of reasons. The first reason is its insane amount of flesh damage allows me to take people down in less shots, especially if it penetrates their armor. Make sure that every single reset you go out and you buy yourself some of these ammos because you'll save a fortune if you are the one purchasing it. Hey guys, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed this in any single way, you know what to do. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It helps me out a ton. And as always, I stream 5 days a week on Twitch. The link for that will be featured down below. And thank you so much for watching.